Welcome to the Week 1 Build Vlog. If you're new here, we'll introduce the members or representative of each subteam, then they'll explain what the subteam did this week. First, let's meet our shooter subteam.
Hello, I'm Xander, Sophia, and our prototype, what we worked on this week is our prototype of the shooter. We all tried to come up with a design that would seem to work as good as we can get it to. Right now, what we have set up, we went through a couple iterations. So what we started with was just a base plate, and then we added wheels, 2 sets of wheels on either side, and we attached them with a pulley and a belt. And then while we were working through it, we were thinking of ways that would make it better and more safe and just overall work better. So we added a top plate so that the note wouldn't get stuck in between the wheels and the top of the top plate. So we cut it down the way we had it attached. And then what we did was we tried shooting it that way, and we found that what happened was this top wheel that's not attached to a motor, it wiggled back and forth a lot. So we had a lot of back and forth motion that was not very good for our shooter. So what we did with a little bit of help from mentors was we designed these 2 pieces of 2x1, and we put bearings in either end, and then we attached our 2 pieces of hex shaft into them so that they can't move back and forth really. And then we actually just tested it, and we forgot to put clamp collars on, so we had to fix that. It was not very good, but now we have our final design for right now, and we're going to test it. So this yellow line up here is the height of the speaker, and we have the edge of our shooter just behind this gray line that we have taped down on the floor, which shows where the front of the speaker would be, and so that way we can have the correct distancing, and we can really just flush out where we need to be, what angle we need to be at, and stuff like that.
Next up, our climber subteam.
I'm Spencer.
I'm Delaney. And I'm Lexi.
Our prototyping has been working on climbers. We've made some hooks out of Lexan. We've mounted them to an elevator and to our bot.
Climbing the box.
This will actually start like this because there's going to be a shooter attached to it. At end game, it'll pivot down, it'll go up, grab onto the chain, and then once there's weight attached, it'll pull up, and it locks on nice. We're hoping that those hooks will do the same thing on Monday when we test it.
And now Keegan from our intake subteam will cover what they did this week.
Okay, this week for intake, we tested the designs or the wheel positions that we want to be using, and they worked out well. So on CAD, we are now making a more realistic prototype with the intake and the bumpers and how we're going to design everything.
Moving to our business team, Chelsea will talk about what the digital media subteam did this week.
So this week for on the digital media side of teams, we were designing our team's logo. So Colleen and I were doing this for mainly our shirt logo, and on the back of the shirt, Sarah Tepper was also doing stuff for where our sponsors go. And then another thing that was happening was working on the coloring book. So this is currently what we have. It's still work in progress. And then we do have one of our other members was working on the locker posters to go up on the lockers before our first event, but we currently do not have it to show.
Now Brady will introduce what our website team covered this week.
This week for the website, we updated the sponsors page, as you can see, and we added links to our social medias, and we posted a blog about the kickoff, and we updated the high school FRC page.
Last but not least, Natalie, our programming lead, will describe what our programming team did this week.
So this week, the programming team, we have a total of 4 members, and we got all of our members onto our GitHub, and we spent our time programming the shooter prototype that the builder made. So this is our code right here. Put it up a little bit closer to the camera. We spent a decent time making this, and our next project that we are going to try to work on is making some simple code, or maybe some more advanced, depends, on the climber.
Thank you to the Michigan Department of Education, the Smith Mehas Law Firm, Ford, and all of our other gracious sponsors.